Hi everyone, and welcome to today's card creation for the August Stamp and Colour Kit. Now I've used the Flying By stamp set here, and I've made an array collection of cards using my Sharpie markers as well as the Sweet Sentiments dies and stamps, which is great for building sentiments and adding on sentiments as well. So I'm going to use some Catherine Pooler ink, and I've used Catherine Pooler ink for all these, and these Sharpie markers, extra fine point. These are great, and they've become quite a go-to for my colouring as a medium in my stash lately. So I've got a top folding white card base here. I've got a craft mat that I'm actually just going to use to kind of stamp randomly off and on the cardstock, just so that if I go off that it goes on to the craft mat. So I've got here the largest sentiment stamp set of the bird. So I tend to work largest to smallest when it comes to repeat stamping. So this is going to be pretty much a single panel card front. I will add some extra layers of cardstock on the top for the sentiment only, but this is quite a simple card. It does take a little bit of time, and it's definitely made with love, with all that attention to detail when it comes to the dotted pen, I suppose, later on. So here I am. I will work my way through the stamp sets. Most of the birds I use, there's probably maybe one bird I didn't use in that whole stash, in that whole set, and I just stamp randomly. Now if you did take notice, I do stamp the bird image probably around 3 times each, and I tend to work towards a triangle to the best I can, kind of sticking it so that it's as evenly spaced out as possible. But it is random stamping, and when I get to the finest, to the smallest stamp, which is like a little branch bristle, actually it's a gum nut, didn't even notice that until now. There you go. It's a little Australian native flower, looks like it. So I just pretty much just fill in the spaces. And once I'm happy with the amount of stamped images over the top of this card front, I then grab my Sharpie marker. So I choose the purple to go with the purple, and I match all card sets with the same color scheme. So it's all monotone and monochromatic. And I go to town doing this dot. Yep. I take my time. It does take me about 20 minutes just to do this part. I found it very therapeutic. It was very, very therapeutic for me, and I loved that whole process, and I actually really, really love the end result that this type of penmanship, I suppose, was for the whole card. And you can see me here working my way through. This is the speed I go, so this is not sped up, and I just pretty much do the rest of the card. But yeah, I just take my time, to be honest, and I just really enjoyed it. It's definitely something different. This card set was something new for me to try. I've done something similar with the black, but when I found this Sharpie marker set, I thought it was a great opportunity for me to try it in all the colour ranges of the Sharpie marker set. And I found the Sharpie marker colours really suited the Catherine Pooler inks, and so they just coordinated really well. So that's why I chose the Catherine Pooler inks and the colour scheme. So that is that card front panel done. The base of it done anyway. Yes, it took a lot of time, took a lot of love. So here I've got the Sweet Sentiment dies. I'm going now, it's got a birthday and a thanks. It's got the outer part as well as the inner part. So it's a layered sentiment die. So I've die cutted the bottom layer with the purple and then I've die cut it in white to layer that as the top, and you can see that there. And then once I decide where I'm going to put it, I then grab the actual Coordinating Sweet Sentiments Builder stamp set, and I use the word happy. Now that happy I'm going to white heat emboss with the same purple cardstock. I'm going to use some Versamark ink, and I'm going to use the Wow white embossing powder. This is the Superfine in the opaque bright white. Gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful powders. I cannot say enough good things about their powders, and I've thoroughly enjoyed using and adding these little extra elements to the card, which is so not complicated, but it does add that extra texture, and everyone always wonders, especially to non-crafters, how you did it. So once I've heat embossed that, I will cut a little panel off. So basically it's just for the word. I will foam mount that with square panels and adhere that down, and then I'd adhere the actual die cut sentiment down with liquid glue. Now my adhesive of choice throughout this card is the multi-matte medium in Ranger, and I just find it just adheres down not only well, but if you go a little bit more excessive in the adhesive department, which is sometimes I do, it dries matte, so you can't really tell you've put a bit much on. So that's my little tip for that. My little secret tip, really. Okay, and then I adhere that down, and once I'm happy with that, that is my card front. It is very simple card, but you know, the love and detail that went into each of that was just so much fun, and that's my card set in all different colors. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. See ya.